Hello, my name is Gavin Patel. I'm a senior at McQuaid Jesuit High School. I'm going to Boston College next year and I plan to major in biology. In my free time, I like to play tennis and soccer, and I like to play the drums as well.
My name is Kabir Diol. I'm a senior at McQuaid. I am going to college next year. I love to play hockey and I love to bake.
Welcome to Flavors of India, presented by the India Heritage Museum at the Luthra Indian Heritage Center near the India Community Center. Today, we will be presenting our fifth program of a six-part virtual series displaying different foods from various regions of India. Again, please make sure you are on speaker view.
In today's program, we will be covering non-vegetarian meals and mango lassi. We will be presenting fish curry, lamb curry, chicken biryani, butter chicken in an instant pot, and mango lassi. We would also like to thank Tandoor of India for letting us film in their kitchen and providing us with their tasty recipes. All the recipes you see in today's Zoom will be provided after the program.
With digital media at our fingertips, Indian recipes are an easy find on the internet. But we at the India Heritage Museum wanted to make the Zoom session fun by inviting locals from various parts of India to show us their traditional dishes from their region.
Before we hop into the kitchen, we'd like to congratulate our raffle item winner from last week, Bob Scott, who won a stainless steel coffee filter. Congratulations. We'll take the list of today's participants and pick a winner for next week. The raffle prize is
The raffle prize this week will be a good height.
While busy in their professional lives, today's chefs have taken the time to carry forward Indian cooking traditions and give us a glimpse of their recipes.
presenter Jane Mohadas, Natasha Sodi. And a new presenter, Anushri Sakar, a tech professional. She moved into Rochester in 2010 and enjoys living here. She is active in the Bengali community and has served on their board for 2 years. Currently, she is serving on the ICC board, and it has been a wonderful experience. On a personal level, she loves Indian food as well as Western dancing and also loves to travel and explore new places.
Since 1991. I also own a travel agency, and we're doing quite okay right now.
Hi, my name is Anushri Sarkar, and I have moved to Rochester in 2010. I have lived in several states before that, Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, and Maryland. So far I love this place, and I am a tech professional, so I do technical support and troubleshooting, and I also do programming.
So today I am going to show you a signature dish of Kerala, and it is called fish Moly.
Oh, good. Very nice.
So do you have anything special in Bengal that you'd like to talk about also?
Yes, it actually, we are, Kerala is a fish lover state, so is Bengal. That's our staple food, so in every day we have to have fish on our plates.
Absolutely.
So, and our fish curry, main curry is known as macher kalia. That's how we say it in Bengali. But you can say fish curry. I mean, fish curry everyone will know, but it's made in a different way.
Do you all use coconut and coconut
No,
milk?
we don't use coconut, but we use similar things that I am seeing here onions, garlic, ginger, and all the dry spices.
Yes.
Another thing we don't use is curry patta, which is the curry leaves.
Which is very popular in
I know,
South India.
yes,
We cannot
yes,
do without using curry,
yes,
leaves.
we cannot.
Yep.
But we don't use that. Instead, we use a little bit of sugar, and the oil that we use for a curry is mustard oil.
Oh, okay. And we use a lot of coconut oil in our
So
cooking.
see,
Okay.
there are a little bit of difference, but you know, as far as the spices, I think it's similar.
Similar.
Yes.
Right. Good. So I'm going to show you some ingredients that we are going to use for fish moly. And there are about 4 steps that we use to make this particular dish. So we start off with marinating our fish with a little bit of salt, pepper, a little bit of mustard paste and vinegar. We keep that for a little bit, we rest it for a little bit, and then we start off with the moly sauce. For the moly sauce, we have sliced onion, we have sliced ginger, sliced garlic, green chilies, and a little bit of curry leaves. Okay. That's step 2. Step 3 is what we do is we saute all these vegetables, and then we mix the milk and let it stew for a little bit, and after say about 3 minutes, then we immerse the fish in it and let it boil. Okay. That's typically what it is.
So actually you don't fry the fish like in oil?
We can fry it or we don't have to fry it. But in this particular recipe, I'm going to sear the fish. I'm going to shallow fry it.
Okay, okay, yeah. So yeah, but you know, in a Bengali dish, like in our fish curry, we fry the fish, but again, not a deep, like not a very brownish color. It doesn't have to be, but it at least has to have a little bit of color to it.
Absolutely.
So and then we make the curry. We put mustard oil and we put all the dry spices. I see that you have cinnamon.
We have cinnamon.
And cloves. And do you have cardamom?
We have cinnamon, we have cloves, and we have few cardamoms
so
as well.
This is the same
spices that you use in your
correct.
fish
When
curry.
when we actually start doing the curry, we put these dry spices on the in the oil, and then we put the other and then we put the onions, garlic, and ginger, and we fry it. Now you can actually grind it. I do see that you have.
You can grind it.
Yes,
but
yes. So we use all these wet spices, and then we let it, with the oil we fry it and have like a
little bit.
and get a brown color and the raw onion smell to go away.
Okay.
And then we put the other dry spices. Do you have coriander here?
No, there is no coriander or there is no red chili powder, but there is a history behind this particular recipe, which I'm going to talk to you about. Yes. So the continuation of the first step is we marinate the fish with a little bit of salt. We salt it on either side, salt and pepper. Both sides we marinate it. I'm just going to use my finger here. So we marinate the fish with salt, pepper. So I'm going to apply mustard sauce on either side of it and let it rest for about 10 minutes or so. And whilst it's resting, we go to the next step. So once it's rested, I'm going to sear the fish for about 3 minutes on each side, and once it's done, I turn it and let it cook on the other side as well for 3 minutes. So the next step is, this is step number 3. So I've got to pour a little bit of oil in this heated pan, and then I add my spices. The whole spices that I add is a cinnamon stick. I have some cardamom, maybe 3 pods of cardamom, some cloves, and some black pepper. So I saute the spices first, and then I add the sliced onions. Let it saute for a few minutes. I throw in the garlic, ginger, and of course the slit green chili. Saute that for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
Wonderful.
3 to 5 minutes.
It already smells
Yeah,
very good.
It's really delicious. So you have got to keep sauteing this for about 3 to 5 minutes till the raw smell goes away. And then I do add some curry leaves as well, because curry leaves gives you extra fragrance, and it's really nice. Good for you.
Flavorful,
Yep,
yes.
very good. So this goes on for like 3 minutes. You've got to keep sauteing this till it turns translucent, but you shouldn't kind of turn it. Ensure that it doesn't turn dark brown. Okay, so you have to got to adjust this to medium low and keep stirring this so that it doesn't burn. Okay, once this you feel that it is cooked, it's almost there, another 2 minutes maybe. Once this is done, this fish is seared now for almost 3 minutes on each side, and after it's done we remove that into another bowl. So meanwhile this onions are being fried, and I think it's almost there. So the next step after this, we add a little bit of white flour just to thicken the sauce. So typically I would add maybe a teaspoon of white flour.
Okay. Now you don't add any water, right, Jane?
Right now I don't add any water. I just add a little bit of white flour and a little bit, just a pinch of mustard. We don't want it turning too yellow, because keep in mind we have the mustard sauce already on the fish. Okay, keep stirring this till the raw smell goes off. And now the next step is add a little bit of pepper.
Okay.
Add a little bit of pepper, just a wee bit, and then we can always add it later on, because we've already added a little pepper on while marinating the fish. And the next step, what I would do is I would add a little bit of thin coconut milk.
I know coconut is so, I mean, it's staple in most meals, right?
Absolutely, it is. So this is this coconut milk. Add a little bit of water to it to thin it down, because it seems a little thick. So we'll thin it down a little bit with water. Okay, and then what I will do is I will pour this into our onions, so that creates a moly to start off with. Okay,
I love that
keep
word,
stirring.
moly.
Yes. Okay, so let it simmer for a little bit, and when you see those bubbles coming up, that's when we're going to immerse the fish. But before that, I just tasted it. It didn't have enough of salt, so I'm just going to add a wee bit of salt. Okay, and then I'm going to immerse the fish one by one. So that immerse it, and that gets incorporated in it. So in Bengal, do you make something similar like this?
We actually don't put coconut milk,
Okay.
but we fry it in mustard oil, and it's
That's
a
the
little bit
difference.
brown. I mean, not just seared, but
Right.
more brownish color. And then we put a little bit of sugar in the oil when we start, because it gives a color to the curry.
I see.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to lower the flame a little bit and I'm going to let it simmer so that the coconut milk seeps into the fish. Okay, keep it for about 2 minutes, and then once that is done, then we finish it off with the thick coconut milk. So it's simmered for about 3 minutes, and then after that I'm going to add the thick coconut milk. So basically it's going to be stewed in coconut milk, and that's what a moly is. Add a little bit, thicken that.
Lots of coconut.
Yes, it is, but it is delicious after you have,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm sure.
So at this stage, I wouldn't stir it, because if you stir fish when it's being cooked, there are chances of it breaking. So what I would do is I would just kind of give it a little swirl, okay, and give it a little swirl and let it simmer for another 2 minutes till the thick coconut milk gets absorbed in the fish.
Now,
So,
Jane, I wanted
yes.
to ask you one thing. Does this fish cook faster than the others? Like,
Yes, this is a light, flaky fish,
Okay.
very flavorful. It is what we call pomfret in India, and I think over here it is called pompano. And pompano fish is available in most of the Asian grocery stores.
correct.
I'm sure you get it in most of the Asian grocery stores. So that's pretty much it. So I just want to give it a little more simmer for another minute or so, and then we are all set to go. And then after that I'm going to check the seasoning to make sure that everything is in balance. Okay. So the final step is it's all simmered well. Now what we are going to do is we're just going to immerse the tomatoes, which are cut in wedges, and let that also simmer in for a few more minutes, maybe a couple of minutes, that's all, not too much. And then I would kind of garnish it. I can turn it off now because I can see it bubbling, so I'm going to turn it off right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of curry leaves and a little bit of ginger, and we are all set. This is our fish moly, which is basically we were in South India, we were influenced by the Portuguese when they came to India way back centuries ago in 1400 and 1500. That's the time when they came in and they reigned, and that's the influence that we got from them, and we learned to make a lot of Portuguese dishes from them.
I think this dish, if I am not mistaken, is also similar to the Konkani fish.
Yeah, I
Right?
think so. They have something very similar to
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yes.
I'm also going to squeeze in a little bit of lime to give it a little bit of tang. So pretty much that's it, and we are all set, ready to go. So Anusri, this is the end product. This is what a signature dish of Kerala. It's called fish moly.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Now, fish moly, there is a history behind why it is called fish moly. Way back in 1400, when the Portuguese, when they came to India to trade, colonization and reign India at that time, they knew that Kerala was very rich with all the spices and coconut and seafood. So they gathered all these ingredients together, and they would give it to their local house cook, to make something like that. So they put everything together and created this. But at that time, they would use red chili powder. It was too spicy for them, so they decided to eliminate the red chili powder and put green chili powder with a lot of coconut milk. And they loved it. So basically that, and the lady who made this, her name was Moly.
Oh.
So that's the way, that this particular dish was born way back in 1400. Because we've had a lot of twists and we've spun this a lot, and it's basically my version of making fish moly.
Yes, we learned a little bit of history today
Right.
about this fish moly.
Would you like to?
I like that word, moly.
Okay, okay. Now, would you like to try some? I know you eat
Yes,
fish.
I'll just try a little bit.
Yeah. It's mainly you eat it with the bread, any kind of bread, Italian bread or Portuguese bread or any kind of bread. It can be also eaten with steamed rice
I'm
and
going to take
rotis.
a little bit of the curry. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to try it.
Yep. It's good. Let me try the fish.
It's yeah. So it should be accompanied with bread rolls or rice or roti or something like that. I'm sure you'll enjoy it more with it. Yeah.
Good.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you.
Oh,
for
you're
sharing with
welcome.
me.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely.
And we learned a little bit of history about this fish, the curry, where it came from, and I said something about our version. It's a little bit of a little bit extra steps maybe, but basically curry.
Curry, yeah,
It's called curry, but it's a little bit different, and we use mustard oil.
Yeah. And in Kerala and Goa, we were really influenced by the Portuguese. So
yes.
they introduced a lot of signature dishes like the vindaloo, then
Yes. I've heard about
all the stews, the barbecue, the babik. These are all typical Portuguese, which they introduced that to us, and we enjoy it, and we've tried out different ways of improvising it also.
And one other thing I wanted to point out about our Bengali fish curry, we actually use a sweetwater fish.
Oh, okay.
Mostly it's called, rohu.
Rohu, yes.
Rohu and katla. And here we can use buffalo and carp.
Oh, okay.
That's also available in all the Indian.
You get it in all the stores.
Yes, all the Asian stores.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. And so that's
excellent.
wonderful. Yeah.
It was nice having you here and trying out my new recipe.
It's my pleasure, and I enjoyed it.
Sure.
Hello, my name is Radhika Sarlashkar, and I'm a senior at Pittsburgh Sutherland High School. We'd like to thank Jane Mohandas and Ansari Sarkar once again for showing us how to make this fish curry. Now, on to the next recipe.
Hi, for those of you who do not know me, my
Hi, I'm Nisha, and I'm a busy mom of 2 boys, and today I have here my younger son, Jaden, who loves to spend time in the kitchen to help me cook. We like to put delicious meals on the table together, but we like to find shortcuts as many times as we can.
Hi, my name is Jaden. I'm a freshman at Pittsburgh High School, and I love to spend time in the kitchen with my mom and cook.
So today we're going to be making a popular dish that we cook often in our home, and it is called butter chicken. What is butter chicken, Jaden?
Butter chicken is a dish that originated in northern India and is very popular in Indian restaurants here, and it's also one of my favorite dishes to eat.
So the first thing we're going to do is show you how we marinate the chicken. Indian cooking is very complex, and it's usually done in stages. And in order to get the most flavor out of the dish, you really have to plan a little bit ahead. So for marinating this chicken, I usually like to start the night before. If you don't have time, you could do it early in the morning if you're making it for dinner, but preferably the night before, it would be perfect. So in order to have a perfect marinade for this butter chicken, we have some ingredients here that are crucial in putting into the dish. The first thing would be salt. You will get all of the measurements for this recipe at the conclusion of the Zoom, but for now we'll just talk about what goes into the marinade. In addition to the salt, we have some yogurt here. And then with that, we will mix in some red chili pepper, and everything is ground up as fine as possible. And then the next thing we have here is cumin, some coriander. As you can see, my coriander is whole. I actually like to keep it a little bit whole because some dishes we cook with do require it to be whole for the flavor to really impart when it's roasted, but we will crush this for this dish. And then we've got some turmeric and some tandoori powder. So here is our completely marinated chicken. For this recipe, we actually use chicken thighs. You can do a mixture of thighs and breasts. Just choose to do thighs or do just breasts. It's personal preference. Today we decided to do thighs. So it smells wonderful. I know it hasn't cooked yet, but all of the different flavors have come together and have really penetrated through the meat here. Making a marinade is very simple, but for those of you that have never had to make a marinade, we thought we'd show you a little sample of how to make it. So first, for this recipe, we have the yogurt. So we want to make sure we smooth out the yogurt by mixing it. And then once you have that mixed up really well, you want to start adding in all of your spices. So I usually start with the salt first, gives it a good base to continue mixing into the yogurt. And then after that, there's really no particular order in which to put the rest of the spices because in the end, it's all going to be part of the marinade. So we've got our ground cumin. So we'll continue mixing that. If you're just one person in the kitchen, you don't have to continue mixing it. I just have a great helper here today, so he'll keep whisking away for us. Then we've got some ground cumin, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of red chili powder, and finally we have some tandoori powder. It just gives it a nice warmth, and you can see the colors really starting to develop in the marinade, and they will continue to develop and become more complex as it marinates overnight with the meat.
So Mom, where did you get all these spices?
Well, I've had them in my kitchen for years because I've been cooking for you guys, but I know a lot of people probably don't have a lot of these spices in their home. But one quick trip to the Indian grocery store will let you buy everything you need to make a great Indian dish. Now, Jaden has moved over all of the chicken into the air fryer onto a piece of foil. You don't necessarily have to put foil in here. It just makes cleanup a lot easier and it doesn't take away from cooking of the dish. So now that it's in here, we want to go ahead and close the air fryer. And we'll show you, every model is different, but in general, what you want to do is turn it on, and then you want to hit the air crisp mode. And it's already pre-populated to 390. I like to bring it down to 375, and then you want to go ahead and hit start. And it will preheat for a little bit. You can either choose to put the chicken in after it preheats, or if you put it in while it preheats, that's okay too. It's very quick. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes and our chicken is done. So Jaden will open that up so you can take a look at the completed chicken. Some of you will notice that the foil is no longer in the air fryer. So what we did was the last 2 minutes of the cooking time, we removed the foil so that we could get a nice char on the bottom of each of the chicken pieces as well. We cooked it at 375 for about 15 minutes. What I did do was flipped it halfway through. It's not necessary. You could, if you're in a rush, you can just leave it for the full 15 minutes and just take the temperature. I've got a handy thermometer here that we like to use, and you want to make sure the reading on the thermometer for chicken when you have it inserted in there is at 165. Jaden, why do you like to use the air fryer in this recipe?
I like to use the air fryer because it's a lot easier than watching it on an oven or a stovetop, and I don't have to constantly check it compared to an oven. And it also gives it a really nice char, just like a restaurant.
Yeah, so if you don't have an air fryer at home, no worries. You can still cook chicken any other way that you've been used to cooking chicken, whether it's on the stovetop in a pan or simply putting it in the oven. Here you can see all of the ingredients that go into the butter chicken sauce. It may seem very intimidating at first, but you'll know quickly that it's everything that you can quickly get in one shopping trip. So first of all, we've got an onion. You're gonna dice that up really small. Secondly, there's some fresh ginger root, which I love to mince it as thin as possible. So we use a handy little grater to do that. We've got pepper here. I have chosen to use a jalapeno pepper, but you can use serrano pepper, you can use a Thai chili pepper. It depends on the amount of heat you would want. Next we have garlic, and Jaden actually gave me for a gift one time a handy tool, and he's going to show you how to use it really quick.
Yeah, so all you do is throw all the garlic in here, and you must know, like, it's a pain just to get like the garlic peels off. It takes a lot of time. But with this, all you have to do is just roll it just for a little bit, and then a lot of the peels will just come off just like this, and then you're just ready to cook it just like that.
Because a lot of times it gets under your nails, and this little gadget makes things really fun in the kitchen. Next, you've got your traditional warm complex spices that go into the sauce. You've got your Garam Masala, which if you remember from a previous session, you can actually make this at home, but if you don't have the time or know how to make it, you can easily get it from the Indian grocery store. Again, we're gonna use some of the same ingredients as we have in the marinade. We've got some ground coriander, some ground cumin, black pepper. I like to use a mill to get freshly ground pepper. We'll use some butter because it is, in the end, a butter sauce. We've got some water, and we've got tomato paste. And this is my trick. Traditional Indian gravies utilize a mix of onions and tomatoes, and you saute them for a very long time at the stove. And this is my trick to use. If I just use some tomato paste with the onion, you can kind of fool everybody at the end, and it tastes just the same. Then we've got a little bit of sugar to sweeten up the dish. It's a good balance with the salt. And to finish it off, we've got some heavy cream. Here's the sauce that has been simmering and cooking on the stovetop. And as you can see, it's a very smooth consistency. And that's the end product that you want to see. To make it smooth, I like to use one of my favorite tools in the kitchen, which is an Immersion Blender. You want to make sure that the sauce cools a bit before you use this. You don't want the hot liquid to splatter you. Here's the butter sauce, and there are quite a few steps that you need to take in order for it to get to this stage, but none of them are hard, and I have outlined them in the recipe that you will be provided with at the conclusion of the Zoom. Now we've transferred the cooked chicken into the sauce, and we have displayed it here in this beautiful bowl. And this is what your final product would look like. You can always choose to garnish this however you like. We're gonna keep it simple tonight and not garnish it with anything. And Jaden, are you excited to have this for dinner tonight?
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a delicious dinner.
And what do you usually like to eat this with?
Naan, like Indian style bread.
Hello, welcome to our featured demo at Tandoor of India, located in Fairport. I'm back with Chef Raj. What are you going to be showing us today?
Today we are doing a lamb curry, traditional curry dish. We gonna be already cut the lamb in cube size, and we're gonna be start cooking in next minute. Okay, we already cut the lamb in cube size. We're gonna start cooking with the veggie oil. We're gonna use garlic and ginger. For there's an onion. We're gonna use the chopped onion, chopped tomatoes. We're gonna use cumin seeds, turmeric powder, garam masala. We're gonna use the salt and the fenugreek leaves and fresh cut cilantro. Okay, we're gonna be start cooking. We're gonna add some veggie oil. It's almost 2 tablespoons of veggie oil, some cumin seeds, same thing, garlic, ginger again, a little bit turmeric powder, onion.
Chef Raj, what are some other lamb dishes that you guys offer here?
We do lamb makhani, lamb shahi korma, and a little bit salt.
is lamb makhni the same thing as chicken makhni, or is there a difference between the two?
Same thing. Gonna add a little bit of water into it. Fresh tomatoes. Okay, we're gonna add now our lamb.
So it's very interesting. We see spices here that we saw before too, but in different forms. Like the cumin we see as seeds, they can be also used as a powder, right?
Yes, we use powder too, but more we use the fresh spices. And this one has a cumin too, garam masala, and we made our own. We put all fresh spices. We put it in the oven for overnight to get roasted, and we grind it in the morning. Gonna add garam masala.
So what spices are in your garam masala?
Long, the clove and cinnamon, cumin and dry cilantro, and green cardamom, black cardamoms, black peppers, bay leaves.
And turmeric is also another staple that we see used in a lot of Indian dishes.
Okay, we have all the spices and everything in. This curry gonna get cooked in approximately 40 to 45 minutes, and we're gonna put the lids on it to let it get cooked, and meat will be stay soft when we put the lids on it. Okay, our lamb is almost ready. When it's ready, we always check with the little bit weight on it. So if it's broke, that means the lamb is ready. So this one is gonna probably 2-3 more minutes.
So Chef Raj, what can you eat this with?
We serve with the side of rice, but you can have your bread naan, or people like a deep fried one is a bhatura. So every customer has their own choice, like do naan, garlic naan. Our lamb is ready. We're gonna garnish with the fresh cilantro and a little bit of fenugreek leaves, and it's ready to serve. And mix well before. Here's the lamb curry ready to serve.
Once again, we'd like to thank Chef Raj for letting us record in their kitchen. So Chef Raj, what are we cooking next?
For the meat lover, we're gonna do the chicken biryani. Chicken is marinated with the oil and turmeric powder, and rest of the ingredients are similar to veggie, but not much veggies, only green peas we're gonna use, and garlic and ginger and oil to start with. Okay, we're starting with a little bit veggie oil, like 1 tablespoon. We're gonna do a little bit cumin seeds. One tablespoon garlic and ginger.
Chef Raj, what are other meats we can use in this biryani?
We can do with the chicken, lamb, beef, goat, whatever you wanna. I'm gonna add a pinch of turmeric powder.
So Chef Raj, what are we cooking next?
For the meat lover, we're gonna do the chicken biryani. Chicken is marinated with with the onion and salt. Gonna release some water into it, and then we're gonna add a tomato and chicken. So chicken will be get cooked in the like little bit sauce gonna be released water from the chicken also. We're gonna add our chicken now.
what is one of your favorite dishes that you yourself enjoy?
We do one chicken shakuti. It's cooked with the roasted coconut. That one is my favorite. And basic one is yellow lentil. So that's my other favorite one.
And what is your favorite Indian dessert?
I can't have it anymore, but gulab jamun.
We will be showing some Indian desserts next week, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, cooking for 15 to 20 minutes. The onion will dissolve and the chicken will be ready, and mostly when your meat or veggies are ready, we check if that can be broken with just that and meat is white inside. So then we start putting more ingredient, like we're gonna add green peas into it and some fried onion to give you like nice crunchy.
So what type of chicken have you used to make this?
We did chicken breast. And we did a mint leaf, and this is fenugreek leaves. And again, Shan special Bombay Biryani Masala.
And where can we find this?
We can get it from Spice Bazaar. And add a little bit more tomato sauce. We use a fresh tomato and tomato sauce. That's going to give us a really nice, good color. We just added tomato sauce for give us good color and the flavor too. And now we're gonna add some jalapenos to give us a little bit more spicy. The last step is just mixing rice with it.
So this is truly a one-pot meal because you have the rice, you have the meat, you have the vegetables. It all just comes together.
Yes. Here's your biryani is ready.
Perfect.
Thank you once again to our presenters. Now, please give us one moment while we transition to the kitchen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natasha Sodi, and I am here live at the India Heritage Museum kitchen. I've been living here in Rochester with my husband, Harp Diol, where we've raised our 3 wonderful sons, and I have my youngest son, Kabir, here.
Hello.
And today we're going to present a demo on mango lassi. It brings back a lot of great memories for me. And Kabir, do you have any memories of our trip to India?
I do. In Chandigarh, we made a stop at a restaurant and I had some Indian tea. Very, very good Indian tea. Amazing.
Awesome. Well, I know we went to Chandigarh a lot, and I have fond memories of going to Chandigarh as a young child. And one of my memories is enjoying mangoes whole. So my father, your Nanaji, would go to the mandi, which is the market, and he would buy a whole basket full of mangoes and bring them back and put them into a steel bucket of cold water. And then we would all sit around on the veranda in our pajamas and we would eat them whole, which you can do. Many of us eat the mangoes cut up, but you can also eat them whole.
Good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I thought
Everyone, please make sure your Zoom is on speaker mode, just so you can see the spotlighted screen. Thank you.
So before we get on to the lassi preparation, I just wanted to share a little bit about mangoes. I am a proud member of the Indian community here, of the IHM committee and of the Gurdwara of Rochester. And one of my other hats is I'm a lifestyle medicine physician at Rochester Regional Health. And so I am regularly encouraging my patients to eat lots of fresh whole foods and vegetables. So the mango is a stone fruit and it is exceptional in its nutritional value. It has lots of nutrients, it's nutrient dense, but the caloric density or the caloric value of the fruit is very low. And so that's why we encourage people to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, because you get all the nutritional value, but you don't get the calories that come with more processed foods. It's very good for the immune system because it's chock full of vitamins like vitamin C, Bs, and an A, so that makes it great for your eye health. And then there's a lot of minerals as well, such as copper and folate. So for pregnant women, it's a great fruit in addition to all of that. And the other thing about mangoes and other types of fresh fruit is that it has its own natural fiber. So it is fantastic for our digestive health and also fantastic for diabetes, because the fiber is so important to clear out sugar, and it also helps clear out fat. So that's my little nutritional tip for the day. I know you get a lot of them at home, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
A lot of them.
Okay, so shall we make lassi?
Let's do it.
What do you think? So mango lassi is a very popular dish in Punjab, and it's a nice drink to cool off with on a hot summer day.
Yeah.
I don't think you've been to India in the summer, right?
No, have not.
Do you remember in the winter?
It was still pretty hot down there.
You thought it was still
I
hot?
thought it was still pretty hot.
Okay, all right. There were some cold nights too.
Cold nights, yes.
All right, so let's get started. So this is a traditional mango lassi recipe, and we'd like to thank Chef Raj at Tandoor of India in Fairport for sharing it with us. They are famous for their mango lassi, so if you would like to have his true authentic version, I would encourage you to go down and check it out along with the great food there. And we're going to use it today to demonstrate with our blender. We're using Blendtec. Do you like using the Blendtec?
Blendtec is pretty good, yeah. We've had this one for a while. It's lasted good, and it's really mixes everything up.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like those, Kabir?
I do. I love mangoes, and I even love better in smoothies.
Smoothies. Well, this is kind of like an Indian version of smoothies. So what we have here are the ingredients. We have some ice to make it a nice chilled cold drink. We also have fresh cut up mango, and we have plain yogurt, and then we have some mango pulp, which in of itself is sweet. And so I would suggest that you use the sweetness of the mango pulp to sweeten your lassi, but you can certainly add sugar. And I know you like sugar.
Yes, I do have a nice little sweet tooth for that. So I will most likely add some sugar in the future.
In the future. All right. So let's get started with the ice. And then we can add the fresh mango. All of these recipes from today's show will be emailed to those of you who registered through eVite. And if you by chance are joining us through a shared Zoom link, go ahead and you can email us at our email. Remind me, Radhika, team4ihm at gmail.com. And we'd be happy to send you the recipes and the link for today's Zoom meeting. So we've got the ice, we've got the fresh mango, and we have some plain yogurt. You can either use store-bought yogurt, or for those of you who make yogurt at home, even better.
Shanti, where is the best place to buy mangoes? And how do you know that they're ready?
Great question. So a lot of the local Asian stores and Indian stores sell mangoes, and often you can get them at a great price, especially if you buy a crate of them or a box of them. And you want them to kind of have, be able to touch them, and kind of, they shouldn't be firm or hard, because that means that they're still quite raw, and you should be able to kind of, yeah, you want to try?
Yeah.
You should be able to push into them, kind of like when you're buying an avocado, right? You know, where you can, where you actually can dent into it. All right, Kabir, let's do the mango pulp.
Mango pulp.
All right.
All right.
Okay. And let's cover it up and use our handy blend tech.
All right. Make sure it's sealed all the way.
Was that fun?
That was very exhilarating. Yes.
All right.
All right.
I know you like to be in the kitchen though,
Yes.
right? What are some of the things you like to cook?
Banana bread.
Banana
Love
bread.
Banana bread. Rotis. Prantas.
Nice.
Especially broccoli prantas.
Yeah. Can you just put up a little bit more? Just top it up.
I don't know if we're making 2 glasses.
That's okay. So since I do not eat dairy, this one is yours, my
Thank
friend.
you.
So we're just going to garnish with some fresh mango. All right, enjoy, Kabir. Imagine you're in the fields of Punjab.
It's very good.
You like that?
It's actually really good.
Awesome. Well, hold on to that. And I just want to show viewers that you can buy pulp. This one is a Kesar mango pulp, but you can use Alfonso. A lot of people use the Alfonso mangoes, and you can buy that pulp as well. And again, you can buy these cans of pulp in your Indian stores, but also they're available in like Wegmans and other grocery stores as well. So what I thought I would do is also share a different version of the traditional mango lassi. And what we're going to do is use a variation of a recipe from Vegan Richa. She's a wonderful Indian cook who offers recipes that are whole food plant-based. And so there's no dairy in her recipes. And so what I have here for you today to see are the ingredients of her recipe. We again have the mango pulp. We also have almond milk. This one is unsweetened, and I have an example of it here. You can certainly get variations of the almond milk. You can get vanilla almond milk. You can get sweetened if you like. It all depends on your sweet tooth. And then we have almond milk yogurt. And again, you can buy that from Wegmans. And I also have some water here as well. So just as with the last lassi, you can also add water if you're looking to thin it out. But traditionally, mango lassis tend to be on the thick side, okay? So we're gonna start this vegan.
It's ice.
Oh, you need the ice, right? So again, we're gonna use ice. And then we're going to add the plant-based yogurt, which is the almond milk yogurt.
So what are some other variations of lassi that you can make?
Well, you can, lassi doesn't have to be sweet. It can actually be kind of like a salty lassi. And we featured a drink earlier in the exhibit that was like a variation of lassi. So you can make it with black pepper or black salt, and it's more on the salty side. And you can also make, just like a smoothie, you can make strawberry lassi if you really wanted to. That would be like the Americanized version.
Strawberry.
All right, Kabir. Now this recipe, we're not going to use the fresh fruit, but certainly you can. I just want to let viewers know that if you can't get your hands on it, but you have a can of mango pulp in the pantry, pull that out, and you can make it just with mango pulp itself. So you've got the ice, the plant-based yogurt, the mango pulp. We're going to add the almond milk.
milk in.
And let's maybe,
Try blending
let's
it,
blend
and
that
then, and then we
first.
can add the water later just in case.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah.
So actually, there was one more ingredient that vegan Richa uses, which I love, and that is cardamom. And cardamom is a wonderful spice that we use sometimes in making masala chai or in our sweets. And next week we'll be featuring desserts, and you will most likely hear about cardamom. And it's another wonderful spice. And here's my glass,
Yes,
Kabir.
this is your glass.
We have different types of milk in our fridge, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You want to try a little bit of this?
I'll have mine over there. I'll have mine over
Okay,
there.
fair enough. So here we go. And I just want to show the viewers. So it looks very much the same. And we're going to garnish with some fresh mango. Now, you can garnish with whatever you like. You can garnish with other types of fruit. You can garnish with almonds. I'm actually also going to garnish with some pistachios.
Very healthy.
Yeah. And there we go. All right, Kabir.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wow. I'm guessing you're liking it.
It's very good, actually.
Very good.
Very good. Very
Well,
good.
I hope you've enjoyed these two recipes of mango lassi, starting with our traditional mango lassi, and
Definitely enjoyed them.
a wonderful variation for those of you who perhaps, due to dietary restrictions or allergy or by choice, prefer not to have dairy. And so this is another wonderful recipe for you to add to your recipe book at home. And before I wrap up and hand it back over to Radhika, I'm out of town next week, so I wanted to express my sincere thanks to all of you who have been so great in joining us for this first attempt at a virtual exhibit by the India Heritage Museum. And it's youth-led, and that's one of the most special parts of this exhibit. And I'm really, really proud of all the young men and women who have been involved with the exhibit, and especially a huge thanks to Radhika and Rohan, who were the leaders of the exhibit. They have invested an incredible amount of time every day leading up to the actual virtual program, and we've simply been behind the scenes supporting them. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to show our gratitude as a community to both of them for carrying on the beauty of our culture through this exhibit. All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us in our 5th session of Flavors of India. We hope you join us next week on Saturday to learn more about Indian desserts. We hope to see you there. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.